Isabella Lucy Bird, breaking the barrier by traveling. In the 19th century, women were known to stay at home and do domestic work, other than housewives, though jobs were normally being a seamstress, an agricultural worker, a washerwoman, or serving the wealthy. According to Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the prolonged slavery of women is the darkest page in human history, and the strongest reason for giving women all the opportunities for higher education for the full development of her faculties, her forces of mind and body, is the solitude and personal responsibility of her own individual life. From this quote, it is clear not only Isabella Bird noticed how women were being treated unfairly, and that they should be given all the chances men had been given. This included traveling. Traveling was an experience reserved for men, and thus women were not known to go out and travel on their own. Since women were secondary to men, exploration was dominated by the male population. An example of two male explorers in the 1800s are David Livingstone and Henry Moulton Stanley. Livingstone explored the interior of Africa, most particularly in the Zambezi River area. According to Eyewitness to History, Livingstone's exploits made him the most famous explorer of the century. During his exploration, he was the first European to discover the magnificence of Victoria Falls. While Livingstone was known for his discovery in traveling, Stanley was known for saving Livingstone's life. Stanley saved Livingstone's life when he had gone missing and fell ill, by bringing him needed supplies. However, this was not out of the normal for men to discover new things often during the 1800s, and women were noted as extensively. The Royal Geographical Society was an organization of men that studied geography. The organization was founded in 1830 and only consisted of men, until Bird was recognized by the group and then became the first female to join the Royal Geographical Society due to her excellent accomplishments in traveling in 1890. Isabella broke the barrier of 19th century male-dominated exploration by being among the first female British explorers. By following her dreams to travel, Isabella was recognized and accepted into the Royal Geographical Society and paved a way for women to explore the world. As a child, Bird was always ill. She suffered from depression, insomnia, and other unknown ailments. Since Bird was ill a lot of her childhood, she did not get to leave her home often, leading to her doctor recommending that she should travel when she got older to make up for being confined to her house. Bird had to leave her family to pursue these travels. Bird's father was one of the people that supported her travels. Her father gave her £100 before he passed so she could travel to America. Isabella Bird traveled to Colorado, Hawaii, Australia, Japan, China, Vietnam, India, Turkey, Tibet, Kurdistan, Morocco, the Persian Gulf, Iran, Malaysia, the Sierras, Kilauea, and Manchuria. Her first journey was to Colorado. While in Colorado, she traveled through Lake Tahoe and the Rocky Mountains. From there, she traveled to Yokohama, Japan, which led her into Korea. Bird stayed in Japan and Korea for several months, but then the Sino-Japanese War broke out, and she had to leave East Asia. Then Bird traveled to Tibet, where she lived with the Tibetans, did their everyday work with them, and became a part of their tribe. Bird traveled to her destinations by railroad, boat, horseback, and sometimes elephant. While traveling in the Middle East, Bird rode a few miles on elephant, but mainly rode on horseback. Bird had her own respect from people in different countries. She did not just get it. To earn some people's respect, she had to prove to them she belonged there. Isabella Bird proved she belonged there by traveling with the natives and going on expeditions with them. While she was traveling through Kashmir, one of her horses lost its footing while crossing a river, and Bird fell from the horse and suffered from 2 broken ribs. It was uncommon for women to travel alone in the 1800s, although the only way women could travel overseas was if they were accompanied by their husband on a colonial posting. Bird was known to travel alone. With bold spirit, she did not care about what people thought about her, which helped when people did not believe in her. Bold's confidence mainly came from her attire. Her attire was unusual, as she wore different colored clothes to represent her spirit, and normally wore trousers. As stated by Leaf TV, luxurious bustle dress, elegant evening gowns, and sharp tailored skirts and jackets were all popular fashions in the late 1800s. Bold wore masculine clothing, which made people think poorly of her. Also, after each of her travels, Bold wrote a book to share with other men and women about her struggles and accomplishments. She wrote 17 novels, and some of her more well-known books are Unbeaten Tracks in Japan, A Lady's Life in the Rocky Mountains, Among the Tibetans, Letters to Henrietta, and English Women in America. Despite traveling in harsh weather conditions, Bold continued to and did not give up. In her book, A Lady's Life in the Rocky Mountains, she said, "In a few hours, the mercury had fallen from 103 degrees to 29 degrees, and we ascended 6,987 feet in 105 miles. While traveling, Bold had to sleep in old flea-infested barns at night for shelter. In addition, Bold was selfless. In A Lady's Life in the Rocky Mountains, Bold describes that, at Greeley, I got a small room upstairs at first, but gave it up to a married couple with a child, and then had a room downstairs no bigger than a cabin, with only a canvas partition." In her travels, Isabella Bold put others before herself. After her father and spouse died, that took motivation away from her travels, but Bold pushed through all the pain and sorrow and continued to travel. Before her father died, she was traveling in America, but then returned home after he died to help support her family. While traveling, Bold also was thought poorly of, and told often that she should quit traveling and return home. Despite this, Bold ignored their opinions and continued her journey. After Bold was finished traveling, more women decided to become explorers and started to travel the world. People also started to realize that women could do almost anything men did. Bold helped women's rights even after her time. Since Bold was done traveling the world, she became a novelist and a role model to many. One example of Bold's influence would be Freya Stark. Stark becoming a novelist and explorer just like Bold. Another example would be Gertrude Bell. According to the British newspaper, The Guardian, Bell was a woman of firsts. Her expertise, determination, and curiosity got her to the top of the mountains, but also to the top of her profession. Bell was an explorer and travel writer just like Bold. Both Bell and Isabella Bold were accepted into the formerly all-male Royal Geographical Society for their impressive accomplishments in traveling. Isabella Lucy Bird was an explorer, travel writer, and a role model for both men and women. Bird broke the barrier of 19th century male-dominated sections of society by being among the first female British explorers. She accomplished many difficulties throughout her lifetime by doing the unexpected of women and not listening to what people told her. But two of her largest accomplishments would be being invited to join the Royal Geographical Society and being a women's rights advocate. In conclusion, Isabella Lucy Bird will always be known as one of the best explorers of the 19th century and an outstanding role model.